It does work. Found out. Okay, so we did hyperlocal air quality specifically on Dublin hospitals, so looking at that. So the problem with air quality in hospitals is twofold. So if you're in the hospital, you're already sick. So if you have COPD, asthma, or another respiratory illness, it's going to make it worse if you have more particles coming in. Secondly, we know that particulate increases hospitalizations. So the problem in Dublin hospitals, if you've been to one, is they're overcrowded. There's a long wait time for ED. So we're saying if you can decrease the pollution, you can make their better, improve their outcomes, excuse me. Also, we know that hospital filters catch PM, but not NOx. So we focused on NOx for a lot of our investigations. Oh, excuse me. So we looked at 3 different hospitals. So we looked at St. James, Mater, Vincent's as some of the biggest in Dublin, as well as the other ones. And as you can see, 3 of the 4 had exceeding the WHO guidelines for the NO2 levels. So we wanted to understand why is this and what's causing that. So we went into data science and we looked at a lot of the different correlations. We looked to see what would really affect it. What we found was that the time of day was one of the most important variables, with 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. being the most. Also, we looked at the map of interpolation. So as you can see here, we have the roads, which was initially created, but we saw if you're in a hospital, you're not going to be on a road. You're going to be in any other place. So we interpolated all the data to create a map that's based on every single spot in Dublin, and then looked at the hospital areas specifically. So as you can see, by the Mater Hospital, which is the biggest hospital in Ireland, why are the NOx emissions so high? From the first slide, it's one of the highest ones. This is the hospital right here, and you can see that there's an intersection that's purple and red right next to it. We did this heat map, and you can see as well it's in the upper left. So we were trying to understand why is it 3 to 4 times higher NOx emissions in this area. And we looked at this intersection, and we went there as well, and we found that it is a special intersection because it is a 4-way pedestrian crossing. So every single car or bus that goes through this intersection is forced to idle. You can see some of the cars here, and you can see this yellow in the middle, and that's on a lot of intersections. But we also looked at what are some of the other special intersections in Dublin.
So what we find is wherever there is like traffic lights and that yellow intersection, you will find high emissions of NO2 or NOx. Like we have examples here. And next slide. So what we did is we collect all the traffic light signals data, and we plot it with the pollution one, and we can see it is highly correlated. So what is happening here is, so if there is a yellow cross section or a traffic light signal, so the cars will go and the engine will keep on, but the cars are not moving. So they are producing more of the NO2 gases over there. Next slide. So we also look into the hospital which are green. So there is St. James Hospital and St. Vincent Hospital, and we find the reason is near the St. James Hospital, there are not a lot of traffic, and there's a Luas line going next to it. So that's why a lot of people are using that instead of going with the cars. And near St. Vincent Hospital, there is a very big green area, which is a golf course, so which is really helping it. So what we come with like few solutions. First is like, so in Dublin, basically they use like a Sydney SCAT system for the traffic, so we can reprogram it or put some new one, because it is given that like Dublin is the 3rd slowest city in the world for the traffic movement. So there is also a very good research done by some scientists in China. They shows that if you can use the political. Okay, let's go with 4 words. And you can see that the low bus emission zone, and we can use a certain species of the plants to improve that, and we can also use some strategic building heights around the city to do that. Yep. That's our team here. Thanks.